Yo, what's good, guys? Real reviews here today. JC from Fitness Gamers, Shadowninja, Lord Shadowninja from Shadowninja, his
Mhm.
YouTube channel. I'll put everything in the description. Today, we're going to talk about everything you need to know before watching Spider-Man No Way Home. Everything you need to know about the Amazing Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man 2, which to me, I enjoyed. They had more of a comic vibe, like like a little, does that make sense? A comic vibe compared to Sam Raimi's
I
Spider-Man. Like,
I
it was colorful. It was
unpopular
colorful.
opinion right now. Visually, these movies blow Raimi's
We're better.
Spider-Man out the water. There's
Okay,
just
yeah.
we'll talk into two. I think two does the best, even though it's the worst. But yeah, the Amazing Spider-Man 1, I absolutely love this movie. It
Oh yeah.
was the best. I think Andrew Garfield before Tom Holland portrayed the best Spider-Man, not Peter Parker, best Spider-Man. The relationship between Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker in this movie, both of these movies, but the first one is like insanely entertaining. I've never
It's
seen a superhero movie carried by its romance, because usually that's like the back burner, doesn't really happen. How many
yeah.
good chemistry romances in superhero movies have we ever seen? Oh, Tony, Pepper,
No.
Deadpool and his girlfriend, Andrew Garfield
Yeah.
Spider-Man and Emma
But
Stone. You could say now Tom Holland and Zendaya with their thing, but like
MJ.
besides that, who else?
No, you're right. And I mean, and this movie, it's the chemistry was there was very comical. Actually, there was a lot of funny scenes and a lot of
It
things
felt
that
real.
made this film.
Unlike
Yeah.
Raimi's, it felt real. In this movie,
Also,
it was adorable.
high school. You were in high school when this movie came out, and
Yes,
it felt like that's how it is though. Like if I was Spider-Man in high
that's how it
school,
was for me at
that's
least. That's how it was for
that's
me.
how it would have been.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was for that, and this for me. I was like, oh, pretty girl. I don't know what to say. Oh wait, and then it just happened. Like,
Yeah, yeah. That's what it was. And like I felt like if I was Spider Man, I wanted to do the same thing as him in high school. All the stuff he did. With this one, I
love the
mean,
suit. Love the suit. I love the basketball suit.
yeah,
I love
yeah.
it. The outdoor basketball textured suit. I love it. But
It was
well, let's just get into a little bit, because we know we've seen the lizard in some of the teaser spots for No Way Home. I thought the villain was mediocre. I will say, I thought if Raimi's trilogy, the Doctor Connors for Spider-Man 3, I felt like maybe then this version of the villain would have been better. But since it was kind of right off the bat, he met him. He kind of looked up to him, but it wasn't built up like in Spider-Man 2. So I feel like the villain's definitely lacking. But becoming Spider-Man, I mean, I think it was done pretty damn good in this movie. I can't really find my issues there. The set pieces were great. The music was great. I definitely think that this, out of the two ones, was the most confined version of a movie. Get into that later. But yeah, no, this movie is heavily carried on the relationship between Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy, and then Gwen Stacy and Spider-Man. We forget about Gwen Stacy's father, foreshadowing the rest of the fucking next movie. That whole dynamic was great though. Like every relationship in this movie, I had no complaint. You had
who
Aunt
was it?
May
That
and Peter Parker, which again I loved the Aunt May in Raimi's trilogy, but I felt like there was something a little bit different about this Aunt May, where it felt a little bit more like she was trying to get connected, where we don't see that in either trilogies. We see that here, where she's worried and like there's the concern. In Raimi's, it was kind of like a mentor figure. This one, it's kind of like a motherly concern thing. Yeah, I mean, I just think the relationships in the first Amazing Spider-Man, even in the second one, but specifically this one, perfect. Blows it out the water.
well, the relationships were there. We also see we see more. Like we see his parents. We see that part of it.
Oh
We never
yeah,
really
that's
we
another
never
thing.
really
I love the parents angle. I loved it
we
because
saw it was the plane crash, right? It was a plane crash.
that's
We
in the
see
second
we
one.
see
That's in the
oh,
second
in
one.
the
In the
second
first
one?
one,
Okay.
we see the parents give him away.
Give him away. Yeah. Yeah.
And I think
And
that's so
they're
crazy that Raimi's trilogy never talked about that, because like it's kind of like he got abandoned. He doesn't realize until he's Spider-Man what happened, but it's kind of like it's pretty important why I think it would add to the Uncle Ben and Aunt May relationship, which I think it does in this movie compared to last movie, even though I love Uncle Ben in the first trilogy. But again, if you guys seen that video, we didn't talk about Uncle Ben because I didn't think it was that necessary about the trilogy to talk about Uncle Ben. This one, that kind of like feel, even though he doesn't say the great power, great responsibility, it's kind of like I feel the relationship when he passed away that Peter feels more guilty than Toby's guilt. I may be unpopular opinion, but that's just how I feel when I saw this movie.
That is an unpopular opinion.
I just feel like the death of Uncle Ben here, there was a little bit more of like Peter feeling it, even though we've seen Toby rage in the first one, but at the same time, like it was kind of a part of him becoming Spider-Man. Unlike the first one, it was kind of him realizing he should be Spider-Man. It's just maybe how executable it was done, but I feel like
here he witnessed it. He witnessed Uncle Ben getting shot.
He witnessed it, and he even was going out on a vengeance quest.
And he had powers already when this happened, so like he could have stopped it. He could have prevented it.
Yeah, he there was more of a responsibility of what happened. I don't feel like that happened thing. I mean, you know, he was late in the first one, but this one it was like there was an actual argument, and Uncle Ben went to go get him. So again,
to apologize, right? I mean, he was not apologizing. He was gonna it was kind of under the bridge, like
they had a very bad argument. But again, it's a part of relationships in this movie. It was so good.
And what cost Uncle Ben's life here? Fuck, excuse my language. Uncle Ben dies, right? I'm gonna sidetrack. He dies in part one because Peter wanted to impress a girl and get a car. In this one, Peter was kind of cocky with his powers, and he made a mockery of Flash. What's his name? Is it Flash Thompson?
Flash Thompson.
And then
rightfully so.
Uncle Ben was
rightfully so.
And then Ben, I mean, he did, and he made a mockery of it. He showed off what he had. He was cocky. I don't like this in the other ones, and that's kind of, I mean, his cockiness or whatever he did led to Uncle Ben's. But would you take that?
That's a common thread though, which I like, because Spider-Man, when he does get his powers, is naturally he gets a little overconfident with himself, which I get. But a loser getting his powers, you know.
The cockiest one is Garfield. The cockiest one is he?
Oh yeah, and I love it. His quirks in mid-fight, perfect. Love it.
Hey, I'm not. I like females. Okay, I love women, but like Garfield's not bad looking, man.
I don't know. I've only said there's only one person that ever made me go down that other road, and that's Henry Cavill. Oh man, what a presence that guy is. But let's get back onto Spider-Man.
And then again, Tom Holland, man, Nathan Drake might change my mind. But anyways,
yeah.
I like. You know what I like about this? We get to see I've always was fascinated by the Lizard, and we got to see the Lizard on the big screen. I think they did good. The way he looked serious. He looked scary. It was pretty badass.
And he was pretty violent. Like, we forget the whole the sewer scene of him like nearly killing him, which is perfect after when he goes to Sequence Station. That whole little scenario of like the talking thing with the chocolate and stuff, hot chocolate.
Oh,
and then he's like, "Oh, it's my time." Like, it was that. Again, it's like I'm saying, everything is perfect relationship-wise about this movie, except the Lizard stuff with Peter. But
I like what the Lizard does, how he's using. I don't know if you, maybe I'm wrong, but like to me, like he was using like.
Can we say that Stan Lee has the second greatest Spider-Man cameo in this one? The first.
What was it in this one?
He was the music teacher. He was just in the headphones while Lizard was just in him fighting in the background. He just going about, yeah. That's my favorite. That's like my second favorite Spider-Man cameo he has. My first one, the favorite one, is he has in what's it called, Homecoming. But yeah,
he was like in an apartment or something.
Yeah. He was like, "You pesky kids, stop making a ruckus out there."
Well, I think the cool one is when he drank the Hulk's blood. He said he got a kick. I don't know if you remember that. That's from like. That's old,
no.
That's
If we're gonna sidetrack and talk about all Stan Lee's cameos, the best one's him.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
No, the best one's him in the strip club for Deadpool. He was the DJ for the stripper. Okay. Yeah, even though he didn't know that was a thing, which I guess they kind of got flack for. But yeah, he was a DJ.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he was the DJ at a fucking strip club. It was great.
But yeah, the cameo here was great. I mean, it was great. It's pleasing to watch. Like, I could watch this one again. It's very pleasing. I don't know, like. I can be. I like watching.
And this will segue into two because of the conversation Gwen Stacy's dad has with Spider-Man. But I feel like there was more consequences in these movies, and they really, really honed in on that. And now jumping to Spider-Man 2, we got, in my opinion, the best live-action suit in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Seeing the opening, you can shit on Rhino, you can shit on that whole thing, whatever, but that opening really made me feel like I was a Nexus Spider-Man. The web swinging in this movie, phenomenal. And we see Peter Parker's Spider-Man being a little overconfident because he is like he's only not confident until he meets like a really, really strong threat, which in this movie he does do, even though they don't execute it well. But the opening, the web swinging, phenomenal. Gwen Stacy and Peter Parker's relationship hits a weird turn, but it's an interesting one, and it's throughout the whole thing. Yeah, no, I absolutely think this movie is redeemable to watch compared to Spider-Man 3. It's not a good movie.
Oh no, yeah.
But it's so redeemable. The music,
yeah.
I still think that the single greatest supervillain theme ever is Electro's.
Oh yeah.
Is Electro's. If we hear that in this movie coming out that I'm gonna see Friday, I'm gonna lose my mind. I know we've seen teases of Doc Ock's theme and stuff.
I hear Doc. Yeah, I hear.
No, in the clip we've seen little glimpses of it, but if we get any glimpse of Electro's theme, I'm losing it. That shit gets me going. That's workout music.
Jamie Foxx, man. It is.
That's workout music.
It's pretty cool. I like.
Wait, what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts of Jamie Foxx in this movie, though?
Not a fan of the blue. I felt like I was watching that Batman movie with Arnold. Was,
Mr. Freeze.
Mr. Freeze. Like
Mr. Freeze.
I was never a fan of that. Like I feel like, dude, if they would have gave us, gosh, I mean, obviously he's not gonna have a suit because Electro is like not like the comics, but like, I don't think the blue is necessary. Then I mean,
it's I get it, but yeah, because electricity isn't yellow, it's red, it's blue.
Yeah, it's
you know what I'm saying? So
yes,
I guess the take they took on it. I'm ashamed that we never got to see more of the gentleman, the guy in the hat. I thought another thing in this movie that I absolutely love was the deleted scene between Andrew Garfield and his dad. You want to see Andrew Garfield's Oscar performance acting, which he is an Oscar performing actor. It's this scene, besides Gwen Stacy's death, like him bugging out.
It was a deleted scene.
Yeah, you never seen it?
No.
He's at the grave of Gwen Stacy, just reminiscing. I'm guessing this is before he did the comeback, and his dad shows up, and he's like apologizing, and he's like yelling at him, "Get away, get away! Where have you been?" Like stuff like that.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think you might know this in the comics. You know about what he was doing in the comics?
No, what was he doing?
So the Red Skull got him killed. The comics, Red Skull.
Okay.
He was a spy, and Peter found out that they got killed by this dude he was chasing. I forget the guy, his name, but he found out, and his parents were killed because they were trying to run away, and Red Skull set him up because he found out they were spying on him. But yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah, like this parents part is still a big part of this movie, especially his dad, of the work he was doing.
It is, yes.
I think relationships in this movie is another really strong point. I think Jamie Foxx's Electro and Spider-Man, even though the origin how he is a little weird, I think it's still strong.
He was obsessed with him.
Yeah, he was a mega fan because he met him and stuff, and then kind of felt abandoned. But I feel like again he felt abandoned, and that was relatable to what Andrew felt. He was abandoned by his parents.
I like Electro had a daughter, right? I don't know if it did. Did he have a daughter?
No, he had a mom that was a real piece of work towards him. But, that's Harry Osborn. Harry Osborn in this movie. I like Harry Osborn. I thought it was an interesting dynamic. The way he had turned into Goblin, maybe not so much, and he did turn to the Green Goblin because his dad passed away and stuff. And there was like a genetic family disease. Yeah, It was some weird stuff, but at the same time, like
it enhanced it. It enhanced the sickness.
Yeah, visually, well, it didn't enhance it, but it just wasn't ready.
It made it faster.
No,
right?
I'm pretty sure it saved him, but it just turned into a monster because he was missing the Spider-Man blood. Like the Spider-Man stuff was a perfect genetic hybrid of it all.
That was that Harry was. So he's the Green Goblin.
Yeah, he's the Green Goblin. Now we only know that Electro is coming in from this universe. I think what's cool about this movie the most, and people have not been talking about it as often, is Andrew Garfield and Gwen Stacy. The outcome of that. She died. Like that's consequences.
This
like she got
Andrew
her head
Garfield felt more
smacked
pain.
in. Yeah, yeah.
Around.
And we all can't wait, the leaks are true, for Tom Holland to talk to Toby. But this Tom Holland's seen consequences as well. And Andrew Garfield has felt the most. In all these movies, he has felt the most.
The most pain. He's the one.
Yeah. So like, we saw in the trailer, I think one of the biggest takeaways of this trilogy is actually the outcome of Gwen Stacy and Spider-Man. Like, that's something that Tom Holland will have to weigh in. I feel like that's gonna sway heavy of like his friends are at risk. But we don't see that with Toby's. We see that with Andrew Garfield, and we see that like in Tom Holland stuff compared to Andrew Garfield stuff. Those relationships with his friends and who's close to him really is important. And again, it's a plot thread of why the spell was botched, it seems. But yeah, I mean, Gwen Stacy dying is the biggest takeaway of this movie.
That was so sad, bro. I didn't even think I cried when I saw it. I was like,
I was water because I knew it was coming, but the way it happened was like, and
how do you know it was coming? Did it happen in the comics?
Yeah, Green Goblin drops off Gwen Stacy in the comics off the bridge, and when he catches her, but the whiplash from the catch snaps her back, snaps her spine, snaps her neck.
I didn't know. That's so sad.
Yeah, so technically she died the same way, except this time they made sure they made it clear to you because her head hit the floor and you heard the thump and you're like, oh. But just that sounds awful. That. But like again, Andrew Garfield sells it, and I can't wait to see it if he's in the movie. Like I will say this,
really good.
Visually, The Amazing Spider-Man is a must-watch because it is the most visually pleasing of them all so far, besides the MCU stuff. But
yeah, besides MCU stuff, it's super pleasing.
You want to watch? You want to watch the Insomniac Spider-Man in live action? Watch The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Watch the Amazing, yeah.
The final battle between Electro and Spider-Man, top tier. Like the whole city thing, he's swinging up. You see the angle. It's following Cam, and then it's slow mos, and it's like, you see me now, Spider-Man, and then he's chasing him, and you hear the dun dun, and then fucking I know you like the Itsy Bitsy Spider thing, and in this movie
I do.
It was it was like Itsy Bitsy like he's like, oh, and then Andrew Garfield's like, I hate this song. Like Andrew Garfield is Spider-Man. Like his quirks in the middle land every time. Some people are like, oh, it's a little corny. I'm like, he's a nerd making jokes. Look, it's gonna be corny. It has to be corny. Those are the best jokes.
That's what makes Spider-Man. Spider-Man's like the only I know that he's fighting and he's making jokes in between. He'll be like, hi, did your mother make you that? Like he'll say something like, oh, that's cute. Did your husband? Like he said that though. Tobey Maguire said that. That's cute. Did your husband make that for you or something like that? It's a macho man. What was it that he said?
Yeah. Oh, you got 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. Still a great line.
That was awesome. No, but I don't know what we're gonna see. I mean, into No Way Home from this. I know Jamie Foxx. He gets in like something from Stark Industries. Is that what we?
Well, if we want to go a little bit of theory time, talk about a little bit of stuff. You've seen him with the arc reactor. I truly think that the arc reactor is gonna make him normal. Because it's a way, but there's another thing that we forget, and when I was rewatching this, I've seen, and I've also seen people talk about it, I thought I was crazy. Electro in this movie takes power. So they gave him too much power to take. That's how he dies in this movie, or just whatever. Maybe he's taking the power from the arc reactor. That's his fuel. He doesn't need the generators. Because how they portrayed Electro, and if they continue how it seems like they're continuing Green Goblin and Norman Osborn and Dr. Octavius and his Doc Ock and stuff, that has to stay. He has to take power. He needs an energy source. So an arc reactor is a perfect energy resource. Okay. Especially since if you think of MCU wise, it's like a whole brand new element that's out of its world.
Yeah. We hear him say. So I think from Electro is the one that we get the most out of in the trailers. He's like, "You're not gonna take this away from me."
Well, we can tell his motive the clearest. Doc Ock, we don't know what's up because again, one good thing. Electro, especially in this movie, we know he's out against the world. He wants his payback.
Did he die? Did he die in Amazing Spider-Man 2?
It was never clear because they were planning on doing Sinister Six, and I'm sure he would have came back in some capacity and stuff. But yeah, I mean, he could have died, could have stayed alive. Who knows? But yeah, no, I think Electro in this movie has the clearest, simplest version of what he wants, and its ultimate power. Like, it's straight up clear. So leading into No Way Home, like, you know, this is obvious. This is clear. We can see this in fruition. But yeah, no, final thoughts on this trilogy. Not as good as Raimi's, especially if you compared 1 to 2. We said this before, but
dude, I didn't mean to cut you off. What will be the Lizard's motive in this one? What's gonna happen with? Does the Lizard stay as the Lizard in this one? Because like, remember,
we don't know.
Constantly...
But I mean, yeah, we've seen the Lizard in this one. I don't know his motives. It seems
the Lizard doesn't you know, he need to inject himself or something. To...
Well, and he's stuck with it for life. But he's like he could transform. But yeah, the reason I don't really want to talk about Lizard too much is I feel like he's just gonna be a filler. I think the good thing this movie has going for it, No Way Home, is that all the villains we've seen before, so we don't need to reintroduce them. We just need to focus in like on 3, which they're doing, and I think Electro will have the most focus in. They can do whatever, but again, as the Lizard wasn't that compelling in the first one, so it seems like the way the trailers are, he's gonna be a side. I wouldn't be surprised if we find out Doctor Strange captured him, because we do. Like, I'm assuming that they're gonna capture all the villains at one point, and Spider-Man's gonna botch something. He's gonna botch something in the back because he doesn't want to kill him, and then they're all on the loose. So it makes sense that they capture Octavius. They capture. Let's Goblin, say I actually don't think they're gonna capture Goblin. I think he's gonna botch something, and in that botch, Green Goblin's gonna free them all. That's a theory we could save for another video. But yes, I do think that Lizard's gonna be a side character. Whatever they do, I can care less, as long as he's just there. We know his background.
And then compared to the Raimi film, you think Raimi's is better though?
Yeah. Ooh, the camera, the flex.
Oh yeah. Okay, I'm back.
You're good.
The battery's a little low.
That's fine.
But yeah, no, I agree though. Even though this is pleasing to watch, it's hard to compare. I mean, I can't say it was bad. I mean, I would, if I'm gonna rank it.
There's redeeming qualities for sure. I'll probably say this: Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1, The Amazing Spider-Man. Then the Amazing Spider-Man 2, and then Spider-Man 3.
Then
I cannot defend Spider-Man 3. I cannot. We said this in the last video. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 has so many redeeming qualities to it, besides it being a bad movie. But
it was dreadful to watch. It was really, really hard to watch.
At least this one we get cool fucking techno theme music with Electro.
I'm gonna listen to now in a bit. Actually,
I
want to relive that. But no, I'm just excited. We got 2 days, 3 days for you and me. 2 days. For some people, lucky people out there, we're gonna get everything answered for us. I've never been this excited for a film.
Yep,
never been this excited for a film.
But what's next after this? What do we give the audience after this? We got a Tom Holland recap.
You want to do it now?
I mean, we could do a Tom Holland recap to have the day of the movie coming out Thursday. So
we'll do a Tom Holland, but we'll make that a separate video.
No, not now. Not now in this video. This is Andrew Garfield focus. But
all right, yeah. So we'll give you a Tom Holland recap, which is a fun one to recap, and it's a lot of cool things to see from that one. Even though the Tom Holland film, I have realized. Oh, we'll talk about it there. I just feel like we'll talk about.
Let's not make this video any longer. We can talk endlessly about these movies, but yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this one. All right, it's everything you need to know for watching Spider-Man No Way Home with the Amazing Spider-Man, about the Amazing Spider-Man. So JC, Fitness Gamers, Lord Shadowninja. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Once again, leave a like, comment, and sub. More stuff on the way, reactions, everything, you name it. We're going to try to give it to you guys on the spot, all right? Peace out, guys.
Peace.